Welcome, and thanks for joining me on my GameFi journey to find the next big game. I'm Eric, and this is the channel where I do the research so you don't have to. Today, I'm going to be talking about another BSC platform game that's having an airdrop, and that game is Last Survivor. I'm going to be looking at the airdrop and take a look at the game, team, tokenomics, and see if the game's looking promising and worth investing in. Everything's timestamped below, so if you're in a hurry and want to just skip to the summary and final thoughts, go right ahead. And like always, this isn't financial advice, it's purely for entertainment purposes. Let's do it. Okay, let's take a look at the airdrop first because that's how this token came to my attention. Unfortunately, the airdrop's ending in 2 days as I'm recording this, so even if you are watching this after the airdrop's done, you're not going to be missing much. There are currently 242,000 entries to try to win only 2,000 spots. And it's about $10 in the airdrop with their governance token. So no biggie. That doesn't say anything about the game, so let's take a look further at the game. Okay, let's take a look at their YouTube preview, which I'll play right now. Skip to the actual gameplay. Right here. Okay, that's really all the gameplay they show you. It's just kind of those two little snippets. But we can go back to the website. They describe it a little bit more. So this brawl game, battle royale game, you can play singles, duo, or even a squad battle, which they don't really specify how many people are on a team, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool that you can play with friends. It looks like it's a game very similar to Brawl Stars, which is, Supercell. They made Clash Royale, Clash of Clans. So, if you're going to model a blockchain-based game off of something, it makes sense to pick one of these top games that are already out there. The heroes or fighters you can pick from, I guess there are 4 different classes, of course, each with their own unique skill and weapons. And the weapons themselves are also NFTs to edit how it looks, but also upgrade, and they just become more powerful depending on the rarity of the NFT. Another interesting feature that they're going to have with this game is they're going to have land as an NFT. So you can make your own map, and if the community votes on it, you can rent the map to earn profit of each battle royale when users join your map. So that's kind of a cool little side thing as part of the ecosystem of the game. The last note on the gameplay is that, as you can see, it's going to be on Android and iOS first. There's a PC version coming, but if you go to the roadmap, you can see that in Q1 of 2022, they're going to release the first version on Android and iOS, and the updates are only going to be on mobile also. And it's not until Q4 where they talk about a metaverse version 1.3, which sounds like more than just this game. So yeah, in the immediate future, this is just a mobile game. Okay, let's look at the tokenomics. Right now, these guys are going with the 2-token system. They have their governance token and the reward token. Why they named their governance token LSC rather than LSG is beyond me, but that's beside the point, I guess. Looking at the valuation, even though the token has not been created yet, from their airdrop, they're pricing their token at 1.5 cents. And based on their white paper, they give you a total supply of 1.2 billion tokens. And finding the diluted market cap, which is the market cap once all the tokens are in full circulation, that comes to 18 million, which sounds insanely cheap. That's a really, really low valuation, especially if we compare to, for example, Idle Cyber, what we looked at last week. That currently has a fully diluted market cap of $171 million. So that's almost 10 times more expensive. You look at other games that have a full this is probably one of the highest valuation ones, Gods Unchained, one of the higher valuation. That's at 3 billion fully diluted market cap. So just based on this small market cap alone, I'm pretty excited about this token. Okay, let's look at the token distribution. So right now, if you add this up and divide it up into team members, investors, and players, you can see it on this row here. We end up having 39.4% being distributed to the team or venture capitalists, and 43%, almost 43.5% to the players, and 17% to the ecosystem. Comparing it to the only other points I have so far, comparing it to Idle Cyber, there's a lot more tokens going to the players, but there's also a lot more going to the team as well. But I do like the fact that 43.5% of these tokens are eventually going to the players. If we look at the lockup rates within the team and the investors, which are right here, private and team and advisor, you see that 9% on the token generating event, unlocking 6.5% monthly after 2 months. So that equates to, I think, 14 months after the 2-month cliff. So 16 months out, all the private funds will be in circulation, and the team and advisor, they actually have a lock for 12 months until it gets distributed, begins to be distributed to 2.7% monthly. So even though they have a pretty high proportion of tokens overall, they at least staggered the vesting period between the investors and the team so that there isn't a massive sell pressure right away. All right, let's look at the buy and sell levers in this game. I'm looking at the white paper, and they mention it's free to play, so you are given a free fighter to start, and you can earn tokens with it. But they do say it's pretty slow. Use the free fighters to earn tokens, but it takes time. So the other option to go the faster route is to buy those fighter chests and to get actual NFT fighters from the start. And those are what you can also level up to higher levels in order to play in tournaments and events. Apparently there's also fighter rentals and map rentals. And it seems like in general, there's a lot of other artistic venues that you can go apart from just playing the game and participate in the economy, because you can design NFT fighters. Like I had mentioned, you create maps to play in, and there's also streamers, and people can tip for streaming events. So here is a better idea of what's going on with the tokens. They clearly differentiate how you can earn the governance token and the utility token, which again is unlimited. So it seems like earning the governance token, which is the one that would definitely have more value, is basically going to be earned by special events like tournaments, or by selling your NFTs, special events, staking. So it seems like a lot of the utility tokens are meant to really upgrade your fighters, so that, upgrade your fighters and buy those fighter chests so you can earn those try to get those rare NFT fighters and rare NFT weapons. The other cool thing is that they actually have a deflationary mechanism in the game. Nothing too specific yet, but they are planning on, it looks like, at least allocating a certain portion of all these fees, like NFT transfer fees, upgrading your fighters or skills, withdrawing rewards, and participating in events. So some kind of portion will be burned, which will definitely help reduce that sell pressure on the token. Okay, let's look at the team. Let's just take a look at like the co-founders. Firstly, Maxwell. He looks like he's kind of been a designer since 2015, marketing director from Lion Studio. And then in March 2021, so the last 10 months, he's been working on this game. So he does have, 6 years or so of experience. The other founder, Sam, she doesn't have much on LinkedIn. In fact, the only thing she does have is co-founder of Last Survivor. No education listed. So yeah, a pretty young team overall. Looking at, where was that? Baron. This software engineer, went to school 5 years and did something in solar. I guess solar is contracted to help with Battle Royale. But yeah, again, really not much experience overall as a team. So they definitely, have a lot to. For the advisors, I'm not familiar with these people, but this first guy, he seems to have a pretty large following on Twitter. 500,000 people doing stuff for Polkadot Kusama ecosystem. The other guy, I guess he's part of Binance Smart Chain. And lastly, Mr. LS. So he's working for BinStarter, which, looking at their website, they're kind of, they say they're an insurance protocol with decentralized approval mechanism against fraud. So, anything with token security is always a good thing. And speaking of token security, unlike Idle Cyber, these guys actually have been audited by Verichains. And looking at their website, you can tell they've worked on several big networks already, including, these are all smaller ones, but going back, Axie Infinity, which is probably the gold standard for a crypto play-to-earn game at the moment. So yeah, they seems pretty reputable to me. All right, let's take a look at the other partners of Last Survivor. We'll just look at the top row. Seedify. These guys seem like a kind of incubator slash crowdfunding platform. More crowdfunding, it looks like. And one of the big games that I saw that they had invested in or helped release coins for was Crypto Blades. It's probably the biggest game on here. But everything else I'm not too familiar with, but there was a decent amount of them. BinStarter, I kind of already talked about that. They don't really have much on their website. At least they don't have like a portfolio of games they've helped out. Engine Starter, this is another new kind of incubator, it looks like, so they don't have they don't really have a portfolio shown on here either. AU21 Capital, I've talked about them last week. They have relations with the exchange Gate.io. So that's a good sign. Hopefully they'll get listed there relatively quick. And X21, another incubator, and they have a pretty big portfolio as well. But again, I don't really know many of these games. I think, let's see, there was one that I was aware of. Where was it? It was Star Atlas on the Solana network. That's a really hyped game. Oh, Alien Worlds is pretty big too. So yeah, this X21 seems like they have a good grasp of what to invest in, but they have a really large portfolio as well. All right, lastly, let's look at the social. They have Twitter, Telegram, Reddit, Discord. The Telegram and Discord channels are announcement only. So you can comment on the announcement itself, but it's not like you have all these people asking questions. It seems like Twitter may be the way to go. They're pretty, they're active in Twitter with posts. Let's see, 6 hours, November 30th. So it seems like they're posting almost every day about something. And there seems to be a little bit of engagement. Yeah, depending on the topic. So that might be the best way to reach out, apart from contacting the team directly. Okay, let's summarize, shall we? Final thoughts. Pros: very low diluted market cap. Like we talked about, $18 million, assuming that the token, once it's released on PancakeSwap and exchanges, is at 1.5 cents. Which again, that 18 million is a tenth of the price, or a tenth of the market cap of Cyber Idol, which, at this point, they're pretty much in the same stages of development, it seems. So I'm not quite sure why Cyber Idol would be valued 10 times this game. MOBA Battle Royale style games, they're already popular, so it makes sense to add a token system to this style game since people already play it for fun anyways. So of course they're going to play it if they can make money too. Also, a large share of tokens are earmarked for the players and stakers. And just in general, it seems like they have a seemingly well thought out token system. And also, this game is going to be part of a larger metaverse. There's not too much information on that yet, but it's good to know they're thinking ahead and looking at the larger picture. In addition, they really, I guess this kind of goes along with the metaverse, but they're giving people an opportunity apart from gamers to jump in on this ecosystem, such as artists via map making or character design and even betting. So there's a lot of other options to participate in this ecosystem other than playing the game, which is pretty cool. Cons, as I talked about in the beginning, it's a very small chance to win that airdrop, but it's only $10, so whatever. The team and venture capital funds, they have a large allocation of tokens. The only thing that makes me less wary is that they at least designed it so that the tokens vest and get distributed or brought into the market pretty evenly over time. So there won't be some massive sell pressure right away. It'll kind of slowly trickle through over time. And the last kind of potential issue is, depending on their matchmaking system, especially in the higher ranks, the game might get closer to like a pay to win, especially because you're gonna want those really rare weapons and heroes, just with those boosted stats. So that's probably gonna end up costing money if you can't randomly get those legendary or epic drops. Yeah, that's about it. I think I probably am going to be putting money into this game when it comes out. So I'm excited to play the game and watch the ecosystem grow. Sweet. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you stuck around this long still, just don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you so much. See you soon.